Hi, my name is Andrew with Front Range CNC. Today we're going to be looking at our Pioneer version. This machine is an industrial CNC router coming in a 4x8, a 5x10, or a 5x12 footprint. We've got some standard features we did want to point out to you. So standard spindle on this is going to be a 10 horsepower HQD spindle. There's also options for HSD if you would prefer that. This can be an ISO 30 or an HSK. We've got vacuum pumps from Becker. This is a 10 horsepower VTLF 2.25. We've got two pump setups or one pump setup, depending on your table size. This machine comes standard with pop-up origin pins, as well as electronically controlled vacuum valves, which means the operator will not need to open and close any kind of manual valves. It's all done at the control screen. Our control screen is a 21-inch touchscreen, which is an industrial Syntec controller. And this is simply paired with a PC so you can interact with it easier. But this has got everything controlled from the position rods coming up to setting your workpiece corner. It's all done really simple. It's a big screen and you can navigate everything that way. This machine also has got our dust hood on an air cylinder that will come up and down to give you the maximum amount of coverage. We've got two different styles of tool changers. One is a linear rack in the back. The other is a rotary carousel, which would ride on the side of the machine. This machine is also completely compatible with loading and unloading. You can also add loading and unloading at a later date. You don't need to add that right away. The 5x10 comes in just over 5,000 pounds. A 5,000 pound forklift cannot lift the machine heavily without tipping. So, for this 5x10, you will need a minimum 6,000 to 8,000 pound forklift to move it well. A 4x8 weighs roughly 4,500 pounds, and a 5x12 is another option, and that weighs closer to 6,000 pounds. Everything is fully steel. Everything's welded. It really is a very large machine. We've got a full Syntec setup for the controller, and that's matching 1,000-watt servo motors on all four axes. In this case, we're saying Y, Z, and X. Our Y axis has got two motors, and those are going to a direct coupler setup. So there's the maximum amount of torque we can transfer and an extremely low potential for you to have things like coming out of square, etc. And because we're able to share that load on the two motors, we get a very quick rapid feed rate over 2,000 inches per minute, and our cutting feed rate would be closer to 1,200 inches per minute. But all speeds are more than fast for any kind of wood processing application. Back to our controller, every file can be transferred very easily, so it's a very simple thing to learn. It's literally dragging out of your cabinet software or your CAM software into a file in Windows. That will show up to the Syntec, and the Syntec can then read that file. We've also got a feature on the machine where we will clean the table off, and so there's a downdraft arm that will come down. As that's moving, it will clean off the dust on the table, so you won't need to use a shop vac or spray off the table or anything like that. This is a really simple way for you to get back up and cutting and get another sheet cut sooner. We also have a standard tool height sensor, so after you put a new tool in or if you break a tool, you'll simply just remeasure that and it will store the values in the controller for you. So it's a very simple thing to do. We have a safety shroud around our spindle just to keep a little more distance between the operator. This can also be run in two different dust collection setups. We've got an arm on the side for a stationary unit. This can go on either the left or the right side. You can also simply port a 6-inch line from the ceiling depending on how your current shop is set up. If you do have any questions, feel free to reach out.